I wanted it to be tonight about the aging process and how important it is to take care of our body during this season. It is a season we're aging, all of us are aging, but um, there's going to be certain focuses that I want to bring up tonight that I want you to keep in mind as time goes on, as years go on, decades go on. So here we go. First of all, I do want to bring up, some of the fundamentals that we talk about all the time, but macro balancing. Yes, if you were in your 20s and you're like, hey, I'm, eating all, 1,500 calories, okay, but where is that 1,500 calories coming from? Especially as we age, we have to have the nutritional value in the calories itself. So I know I repeat this all the time, but I'm gonna say it one more time before I kind of dive into some of the things that we don't really think about every day. But macro balancing, making sure you're getting enough protein, fat, and carbs. There's a reason for it. With your carbs broken into your fruits, vegetables, and starches that are rich in fiber. And when it comes to your fats, your healthy fats, that's your avocados, your nuts, your olive oils. These are the things that you need for hormone balance. And then protein, making sure you're getting enough because it helps you recover your muscles. It helps bone density. It does so many other things in your body, but we have to have it as we age. So macro balancing is super important. Stop worrying about the calorie intake if you are, and think about how am I going to get enough protein in? I need to make sure I get healthy fats in and not use all of my fat, in a day on unhealthy fats like dressings or fried things or, treaty things that's taking our fat grams and not getting in the nutritious fat grams. Okay, I'm moving on from that because y'all know that. Okay, so one thing that I want to bring up is fatty acids. As we age, for joint health, for health in general, for hormone balance, getting in your omega-3 fatty acids. Guess what? Stress causes us inflammation, but the omegas help lower inflammation. It helps shed inflammation. So we got enough stress in our life. Okay, we need to try to counteract that with omegas, and it just helps improve your overall health. So you can eat these in forms of fatty fish, so salmon, sardines, trout, mackerel. These are the ones that are the highest in the omega-3s. But guess what? You can get them in chia seeds. Woohoo! Why do we talk about chia seeds all the time, ladies? All the time. Chia seeds and flax seeds. They're very equally healthy. Flax seeds, you want to get ground, and you can use it in anything that you bake. So if you're getting like a healthy dessert off of cleanfoodcrush.com, you can throw in flax seeds. You'll never even know they're there. You can put them in oatmeal. Chia seeds, you will tend to know that they're there, but I love them. This morning I made almond butter toast and sprinkled chia seeds on top of it and drank a protein shake too. You can throw them in pretty much as many meals as you can in a day. Throw in chia seeds, throw in flax seeds if you can.
You can get ground too,
You can get what?
You can get chia seeds ground. I get them ground because of my...
You get them ground? I've never seen them ground.
Walmart ground.
I didn't know they were ground. Okay. Well, the chia seeds don't bother me. But they use them as egg substitute. So it is a little different kind of texture if you've never had them. Nunu. I've been talking to Nunu for the last 2 weeks about getting chia seeds. She's getting them this weekend though. She's getting them this weekend. Because it just helps our overall health, right? We have to have it as we age. Another way to get them in is nuts. But it said that walnuts are very high in omega-3. So maybe doing some mixed nuts with some almonds, walnuts, cashews, just a couple of different nuts, because some nuts are more nutritious for different vitamins. But walnuts shows that they're higher in the omegas. Now that's how you can eat them. But I do really want to suggest to get a fish oil or a mega vitamin, a supplement to add to what you're doing. Does our body absorb everything in a supplement? No, it doesn't. It doesn't absorb everything. So we want to eat as much as we can, get the omegas in through some of the foods that I've mentioned throughout the week. It's not like you have to eat it every day, but when we're thinking of a week span, we want to try to get that in a week, but then supplement it with a fish oil. That would really help you age, and hormones, really help your hormones. Another thing when we age is our estrogen can lower. So we kind of have some lower estrogen numbers in a lot of people. So foods that support foods that support your estrogen to stay pretty balanced as time goes on. Soy products, I don't eat a lot of soy products, but if you would, they say that they're very high in phytoestrogens. That is a hormone. So that helps balance your estrogen. But guess what? It's circling back around. Chia seeds and flax seeds. Y'all see why I talk about it so much? Yeah, I'm glad. So that helps balance your estrogen. And then also like legumes. So chickpeas, any kind of legumes. So those are starches. And I always say that, hey, add them to your plate in small portions. They are healthy, especially for us women as we age. It helps your estrogen. Okay, add some legumes to your plate, 1/4 of a cup, 1/2 a cup, in addition to a vegetable and a protein. Lovely macro balance for hormone health. Whole grains. The reason why I bring up whole grains, like quinoa, brown rice, because it helps with energy. And if we don't have enough fuel in our body, then we're going to have drops in blood sugar, which causes imbalance in hormones. And guess what? Another reason why I talk about whole grains is fiber, because gut health determines a lot of our hormones. So we need to make sure that we're getting in the right fiber, and just whole grains are an easy way to do that. Do you have to eat grains? You don't. I'm just telling you that they are beneficial in small portions. Fruits and vegetables, like I just mentioned, and I'll won't stay on that long. They have antioxidants, they have phytonutrients, they have cancer fighting protocol, or whatever word I'm trying to talk about, but they are set to help you for your health, help you with gut health, give you the nutrients your body needs to help balance those hormones. So yes, if you felt healthy through your 20s and you maintained a good weight, but now that you're aging, you're not seeing that is happening, in your 30s and 40s and 50s, and you did not eat healthy back then, okay, we have to have fruits and vegetables. And I might sound like a broken record, and so many women skip that. They skip it. They skip the vegetables because they're like, oh, I got my protein in. I'm like, okay, awesome, but let's circle back around. Let's get some vegetables in there. Okay, I'm bringing it up. We need the fiber for that gut health, blood sugar balance, because if our blood sugar gets off, just like I mentioned, you're going to have drops in energy, and guess what? You're just going to put all your hormones in a chaotic mess, cause cortisol. So let's just get those fruits and vegetables in, get those whole grains in to get the fiber intake. Okay, so I did talk about what we could be eating, but I also want to talk about some supplement recommendations that I have done the research on, that I find that we might not be absorbing as we age. Okay, I'm talking in the older girls, me included, that we might not have the absorption that we need from foods properly. Like we might not be absorbing as much of the foods that we were absorbing in our 30s and in our 20s. Even though we might be eating some of the same things, we might not absorb effectively. So I do think that it probably is a good idea to add these supplements into your protocol, into your nutrition strategy each day. And obviously, I'm going to say fish oil or omega-3 fatty acids. I'm going to say that. The next one is vitamin D, because it does have a huge role in regulation of your hormones. And especially during this season right now, with it being the winter season, we are not getting enough vitamin D. And there's not really a ton of foods that have vitamin D. And if they do, it's a small dose. So I do feel like that we need vitamin D supplementation, especially through the fall and winter season. And if you want to skip summer and spring, then that's fine. But I think that you definitely need it through the winter and the fall season to help just give your body the best possible chance to keep regularity on your hormones. Another thing that I've kind of seen over the years with working with a lot of women is that magnesium, we're not getting enough. And then I find that we might not be absorbing enough even the foods that we are eating that has good magnesium. I'm finding that supplementation for magnesium is probably necessary over time. We can get some supplementation of magnesium in like Epsom salt baths. Okay. There's creams. There's different variations of getting it in. So, besides just eating it. So I would just look to see what would be the easiest way for you to get it in. Epsom salt baths, that way you get good magnesium and then you go to sleep and get good quality sleep so you can work on your hormone balance. I mean, who wouldn't love that, right? Who wouldn't? Another vitamin that comes up is the B vitamins. Okay, they're very essential for energy metabolism and hormone regulation, so we need to be getting that in. And how many women y'all know, especially in the older people, that they go and get like B12 shots at the doctor? Y'all know people like that? I definitely have seen lots of women that have to go to the doctor and get B12 shots because they're not getting enough in through food and their body's not absorbing it right. So I think B vitamins would probably be a good supplementation to add into your regimen. And I do take a B vitamin too. Y'all know I'm going to say this one. Y'all know it. Probiotics. I feel like I'm Karina right now. Have you got your probiotics in? You eating your yogurt? So probiotics to help your gut health, which is hugely linked to hormone regulation. We can get that in through food like yogurt and kefir and sauerkraut, and even some good quality pickles, good quality pickles too. They actually have them in the refrigerator section, and it'll say that it has probiotics in it. So if you look at the like Walmart or the grocery store. But I think taking a supplement is going to just save you the headache of trying to always make sure you get yogurt in and stuff like that, especially if you have an intolerance to dairy, which there's a lot of us that do. So you have to be kind of careful. Even though yogurt doesn't act the same as a dairy product like milk and cheese, because of the probiotics, it doesn't act the same as a dairy product, but some people will get like more inflammation in their body. So if you're like, I just want to eat yogurt a couple of times a week because I don't want to be eating it, just get a probiotic supplement, a good quality one. I think some of the best probiotics needs to be refrigerated to keep the bacteria alive instead of it dying, because what's the point of taking it if they're dead? Because probiotic is live bacteria that we put into our body to help counteract bad bacteria. And we have to have that perfect balance to be healthy and to balance our hormones. So we want to make sure that when we are searching for a probiotic, that it is a good quality one. And we want to make sure that it has a lot of good live bacteria in it. Oh, and something that that was brought up too that I haven't thought about in a while. First of all, as we age, stress is a huge indicator. I mean, stress is a huge common thing for us. So ashwagandha, and I used to be so big into ashwagandha, and I've kind of got back off of it. But I am going to go look for some ashwagandha. It is a herb, and you can buy it in powder form. There's different ways, but it helps reduce inflammation. It helps your nervous system. So it's an ancient herb. Ashwagandha, there's some other ones that are similar to ashwagandha. Even like turmeric. Turmeric is a seasoning, but turmeric is it helps your inflammation and it helps stress. So ashwagandha, turmeric, here are some things that you can add in. But if you just want to try ashwagandha, you can put it in shakes. You can throw it in different things. And what I would want your takeaway to be from this call so far is I don't want you to feel like you have to go out and do everything that I'm saying. But what I want you to do is think of like one thing that you're not doing on what I've went over so far, that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna add that into my routine next week. I'm gonna pick it up this weekend and I'm gonna add that into my routine next week, because it's about small baby steps to improve our health, because we're choosing this life forever, right? We're choosing to take care of our bodies, to try to improve our hormones along the way, to improve our body with strength and endurance, and just to age gracefully and just be as fit as we can no matter what age we are. And so I don't want you to think that you have to just do everything that I'm saying, because this is a forever lifestyle choice that we're choosing. We're never going back to the old life that we had before, right? So pick one thing that you want to implement into your routine. You can start it next week, so you have the weekend to get it. And I'm going to ask you at the end of this call, what is that one thing that you want to add in to your routine? One of the big killers of hormones is stress. Okay. I wish I could just give you all the things to take and all the foods to take, but ultimately stress is going to kill the hormones if we're not taking initiative to change the patterns that's causing it. We have to change the triggers, the patterns that's causing our stress. And whenever I say stress, I mean high anxiety, that cortisol is present, are doing things that are extremely stressing your body. We have to accept that that's what's happening, and then we have to take action to change that. There are so many tips and tricks on how to do that per person. Like per person, it's like you have to listen. I have to listen to what the situation is, and then come up with strategies to help you change that pattern. But we need self-care check-ins. We need mindfulness. We need breathing exercises. We need time where we feel grounded. So whatever that looks like, if you are like a stay-at-home mom and you are just waking up screaming, kids, here's breakfast. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Here's lunch. This is what we're gonna do. Here's dinner. Okay, it's like 7:00. Is nobody going to bed? There's just it's like no time to let your nervous system calm down. So, but what can you do is at nap time where you just get grounded? What do you need to do to get grounded? These are the questions I want you to ask yourself in your daily life. Are you working? I just had a conversation with one of the girls, not going to call her out, not on this call. Today, she was like, yesterday I got up at 4 a.m. and I went and sat at my computer, and I literally did not get up. I got up to use the bathroom a few times. I got up and grabbed a snack, went back, and I did not get up from my computer pretty much until 7 p.m. And I said, and how's that going for you? How's that going for you? Are you stressed? Yes. Okay. So we have to change patterns if we want to change the result. If we are feeling stress, or we're feeling anxiety, we got to change the patterns. And I said, what can you do tomorrow different? She's like, I can take my email off my phone. I said, okay, do that. And then she was like, and then I can go outside and just breathe and do some stretching. I said, great. I'm not asking you to change the world right now. I'm asking you a small actionable step that you can do tomorrow to start changing the pattern. Okay. So if we're stressed, no matter what we eat, hormones are still going to be in balance. So we need to pay attention to our stress factors and change how we're doing that. And then just circling back around to the fundamentals. Hormone balance, we have to be hydrated. We have to be hydrated, getting in enough water every single day. And sleep.